Hi, everybody. This is the Gospel of John study. My name is Bill. I'm from Berlin Center United Methodist. And today's scripture is called A Voice from on High. It's John chapter 12, verses 27 to 33. It says, "Now my soul is troubled, and what shall I say? Father, save me from this hour. No, it was for this very reason I came to this hour. Father, glorify your name." Then a voice came from heaven. "I have glorified it, and will glorify it again." The crowd that was there heard it, said it had thundered. Others said an angel had spoken to him. Jesus said, "This voice was for your benefit, not mine. Now is the time for judgment on the world. Now the prince of this world will be driven out. And I, when I am lifted up from earth, will draw all people to myself." He said this to show the kind of death he was going to die. And I'll now read Understanding the Word from pages 96 and 97. The alert reader will have noticed that not only do we have no actual Passover meal recorded in the fourth gospel, no proper Last Supper with words of institution about a new covenant, but we also have no Garden of Gethsemane agony either. What we seem to have instead is the little vignette in John 12 where Jesus is deeply troubled in his soul. He prays and receives a word from on high. This word involves, among other things, a voice from heaven, which some interpret as thunder, and others as an angel speaking. But Jesus heard loud and clear what was said, namely, "I have glorified it and will glorify it again." Among the many things that were true about Jesus, he was also a seer person who has visions from heaven, who hears and sees things others mostly can't hear and see. For instance, at his baptism in Mark 1, the sky cracks and he hears God speaking to him and sees the Spirit descending like a dove on him. Or in the wilderness, he has a vision of Satan in which he sees the pinnacle of the temple and the whole world, but actually he still was in the Judean wilderness when he had that vision. Elsewhere, Jesus says to his disciples, "I saw Satan fall like lightning from heaven." That was in Luke chapter 10, verse 18. In other words, from time to time, Jesus had visions and auditory revelations from above, much like John of Patmos in the book of Revelations. This should not surprise us, and it can help us understand this text. Jesus is receiving assurance from above that he follows the plan and things are on schedule. His hour is at hand, and he does not wish to be saved from it, but he wants others to be saved by it. But what he is talking about is redemptive judgment. If that sounds like an oxymoron, a contradiction in terms, it is not. Satan, the hidden ruler or prince of this world, and his minions must be judged so that his captives can be freed. In order for salvation to come to one and all, in order for Jesus to draw all the people to himself, Jesus refers to being lifted up as the means of this liberation. The prince of this world could not have seen this one coming. He would have liked nothing more than to do away with Jesus in the most shameful way possible. But God had a plan to use the crucifixion to judge the powers of darkness and set the world free from them. Paradoxical it was, a contradiction in terms it was not. So now take a look at the questions for today's passage. What does it mean to say Jesus was a visionary? Why do you think we do not have the Garden of Gethsemane agony scene and the sleeping disciples in John's presentation? In what sense was Jesus' revelation from heaven objective? And in what sense subjective? did others get the message as well? All right. Tune in tomorrow for day 5. Until then, have a great day.